Hi, and welcome to my channel. I'm Lauren, and in today's class, I'll be guiding you through 5 safe and effective exercises to help you connect with your core during pregnancy. These movements are designed to support your changing body, strengthen your core, and help you feel more stable and connected as your pregnancy progresses. So grab a mat, a yoga block, or a firm pillow, and let's dive right on in. Let's begin with transverse abdominal breathing. So we are really focused on expansion in 3 main areas: around the rib cage, the lower part of the rib cage, around the waist, and at the base of the pelvis. If you're feeling more of that movement up in your shoulders or up in your chest, then we're not getting that full expansion, and we're looking for intra-abdominal pressure. So think the pressure inside of your core builds on the inhale in all directions and hugs in and lifts up on the exhale. Okay, so what I like to do is prop my seat up a little bit so your hips are above the knees. You can sit on a bolster, a block, or you can choose to sit in a chair as well. If you want to challenge your core a bit more, you can sit on one of those big yoga balls, as that will challenge your balance a bit. So imagine that there's a string attached to the crown of your head, ever so gently lengthening upwards. And I like to place my hands to the belly and visualize like a hugging in. One way I like to describe it as it's as if you are wrapping saran wrap from the back of your spine all the way to the front, this gentle hugging in, and with that gentle lifting up. Okay, so go ahead and relax your shoulders. We're going to do a few rounds of this. Take a slow breath in. Feel those 3 points of expansion: ribs, waist, and base of the pelvis. Hold at the top of that inhale. Exhale, hugging in from the back to the front and lifting up. Again, inhale, expansion out and down. Exhale, hugging in and lifting up. Good. Inhale. And exhale. That was about 4. We're going to go for 10 full cycles of breath just like that. Inhale. And exhale. We're about halfway there. I'm going to show you what it looks like from the side. Inhale, expansion out. Exhale, hugging in and lifting up. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Do that 2 more times. And once more. Good. So that is one of my favorite ways to warm up the body, especially if you're going to do some weightlifting or some movement practice that involves having a nice, stable core, strong core. So we're going to take from that and add on to it a little bit. So come onto your hands and knees. You can utilize a firm pillow, or what I'm going to use is a block. Place that block or pillow between your inner thighs. So you don't have to take it very high, but kind of in between, slightly above the knees, but in between your inner thighs, and come into that tabletop shape. Now I like to tuck the toes under here because we're going to lift those knees off the floor in a moment. So same idea as before. As you inhale, feel that 360-degree expansion and down into the base of the pelvis. Now, as you exhale, maintaining that nice neutral spine, hug in. So firm your inner thighs to that block and lift up. Hovering your knees off the floor for 3, 2, and 1. Lower those knees down. Inhale, breathe in nice and deep. Exhale, push the floor away, hug in and lift up. Lower those knees down. Inhale. Exhale, push down, hug in and lift up. Inhale, lower those knees down. Exhale, push into the floor, hug in and lift up. Good. We're going to do, I think that was 4. We're going to go for 10 here as well. Do that one more time. Lower the knees, move the block from the inner thighs. You can sit on the heels or stand on the knees, but give your wrists a little bit of a shake for a moment. All right, so now we're going to come back to that tabletop shape, but move the spine through cat and cow, or extension and flexion of the spine here. So stacking your elbows underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, come into that cow pose. Ever so gently curl the chest forward, shoulders back. You'll probably notice if you've done cat-cow before being pregnant, you're not going to be able to go as deep, and that's perfectly okay. We're not looking for deep ranges of motion here, just opening up a bit through the front body. And then exhale, push the floor away, rounding your back, coming into that cat pose. Again, inhale. And exhale. Notice how it all really stems from the breath. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Good. Do that 2 more times. And once more. And then come back to a neutral spine. Remembering from when we were doing that transverse abdominis breathing and those knee hovers off the floor, we're now going to add on length through your limbs, but trying to maintain that stability of your core, so avoiding collapsing into the low back here. So push the ground away. We're working with the breath. Inhale, extend your right leg back, left arm forward. If you're feeling a bit wobbly, you can also up fingertips and toes down. Exhale, tap your left hand to the right knee under the body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Work with the breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Do that 3 more times. And last one. Good. Lower your hands and knees to the floor. We're now going to switch and do that on the other side. So pushing the ground away, thinking about your breath. Inhale, reach your right arm and left leg in opposite directions. Again, you can also up for fingertips and toes down. Exhale, tapping your right hand to the left knee under the body. Think about that breath pattern from before. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Do that 3 more times. Last one. And then return back to your hands and knees. Our last exercise will be those knee hovers, but walking back to Malasana. or a squat at the back of your mat. So working with the breath here, take an inhale. Exhale, hug in. Imagine there's a block between the inner thighs, so a slight hugging in of those inner thighs. Lift up, crawl your hands back. You may have to adjust your feet and come into that Malasana at the back of the mat. I like to take fingertips to the floor so that you can open up through the pelvic floor, but still maintain some balance here. You don't feel super wobbly. Take a breath in, feel that expansion and pressure down. And exhale. Good. Inhale, crawl forward. Exhale, lower the knees to the floor. Good. We're going to do that a few more times. So take a deep inhale first. Exhale, hug in and lift up. Crawl to the back, taking the feet wider if you need. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. Inhale, crawling forward. Exhale, lower those knees to the mat. Good. Let's do that 3 more times. Take a breath in. Exhale, hug in and lift up. Inhale, crawl to the back. Stay as you exhale. Don't worry if those heels are lifted. Again, you can always bring the feet wider to give yourself more space to work with. Inhale, crawl forward. Exhale, lower the knees to the ground. Good. 2 more just like that. Take an inhale. Exhale, hug and lift up. Inhale, walk to the back. Hold in that Malasana. Inhale, crawl forward. Exhale, lower the knees down. Good. Last one here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hug in and hover. Inhale, walk it back. Stay as you exhale. Good. This time you're going to hold here in your Malasana for a moment. You can take those feet wide. Breathe in, feel that expansion out and down. And breathe out. One more time, breath in. And breath out. Good. Go ahead and crawl forward and lower the knees to the ground. Nice work. Have a seat. Maybe sitting on a bolster or sitting on your block. I hope through that short practice that you were able to connect to the core, to really feel what it's like to breathe into the belly, to stabilize the core, which is so important as your body changes and grows during pregnancy. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on future classes. I will be releasing more prenatal yoga classes as I'm moving through my pregnancy journey. So you can check out my playlist of all my prenatal classes. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you next time.